Throughout the annals of human history, pivotal naval battles have left an indelible mark on the fate of nations, altering the course of wars and shaping the world as we know it. From the clash of mighty armadas to the daring feats of naval strategy, these moments of maritime conflict have resonated through time, their impact rippling far beyond the ocean's expanse. In this video, we delve into the realm of naval warfare and present 10 historic battles that not only tipped the scales of victory, but also left an enduring legacy. 10. Battle of the Red Cliffs. Towards the end of China's Han Dynasty, two southern warlords faced a numerically superior opponent from the north. This battle is cited as the greatest naval battle in history. The northern warlord Cao Cao claimed to have sent 800,000 warriors to occupy the regions south of the Yangtze River. However, these were only engagements with a much smaller army of approximately 50,000 soldiers. Southern generals Sun Quan and Liu Bei led this army at the Battle of the Red Cliffs. The southern generals were vastly outnumbered, but kept their northern rival at bay due to superior naval expertise. This confrontation helped form the two southern dynasties, beginning the Three Kingdoms period in Chinese history. 9. Battle of Lepanto. The Battle of Lepanto is the biggest clash of galleys in history and one of the most famous naval battles. Almost 500 galleys with transport ships and over 60,000 people participated in it. The Battle of Lepanto was a battle at an ancient fortress between Ottoman naval forces on the one hand and the combined Christian fleets of Spain, the Republic of Venice, the Italian city-states, and the Vatican on the other. United in the Holy League, the Christian forces won a convincing victory and ended the Ottoman hegemony at sea. The battle lasted 5 hours and was fought at the entrance to the Gulf of Patras, 14 kilometers from the city of Lepanto. 8. The Battle of Jutland. The Battle of Jutland, the largest naval battle of the First World War and the only one in which battleships fought each other, began on May 31, 1916. The battle took place north of the Danish peninsula of Jutland in the North Sea, effectively lasting only a few hours. The High Seas Fleet of the Imperial German Navy under the command of Vice Admiral Scheer and the Grand Fleet of the British Royal Navy under Admiral Jellicoe were engaged. Two large fleets with a total of 250 ships entered the conflict. 14 British and 11 German ships were sunk, with a great loss of manpower. After the battle, both sides claimed victory, but the outcome was essentially indecisive. The British lost more ships and twice as many sailors, but Scheer's plan to destroy a significant part of the British fleet failed. Since then, the Germans concentrated exclusively on submarine warfare, and the High Seas Fleet was not active in combat until the end of the war. 7. The Battle of Actium. Octavian's fleet, led by Marcus Vipsanius Agrippa, defeated Antony's forces, which were supported by Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt. This victory secured Octavian the titles of Princeps and Augustus, making him the first Roman emperor. Octavian's fleet contained about 250 warships, mostly smaller vessels of the Liburnian type. Mark Antony's fleet was more numerous and consisted of typical Roman quadriremes and quinquiremes and large war galleys, most of which had as many as 10 rows of oars. Although very resilient and powerful, Antony's ships could not maneuver well. Their crews were decimated by disease, while Octavian's sailors were healthy and experienced. Furthermore, one of Antony's commanders defected to Octavian and revealed Antony's war plans to him. 6. The Battle of Leyte Gulf. It took place on the Pacific Front in World War II, and according to the Guinness Book of Records, the Battle of Leyte Gulf is the largest naval battle in history by the number of ships and aircraft. The battle involved as many as 34 American aircraft carriers. The Japanese had significantly fewer carriers in that battle, only 4, which put them in a bad position. As many as 44 cruisers and 21 battleships were involved on both sides. In the Battle of Leyte Gulf, the famous battleships Yamato and Musashi participated on the Japanese side. The giant Musashi was sunk in that battle, despite its metal armor being up to 65 centimeters thick. 5. The Battle of Yamen. The Mongol victory in the Battle of Yamen in 1279 ended the Song dynasty in Imperial China. With more than 1,000 ships and around 230,000 participants, the battle is considered one of the most significant naval battles in history. The Mongols, who defeated the massive Chinese army with slightly more than 50 ships and 20,000 sailors after the victory, founded the Yuan dynasty, which ruled China for the next century. Although the Mongols had 10 times fewer ships than the Song dynasty, with skillful tactics they inflicted a catastrophic defeat in which not only the fleet of the Song dynasty was destroyed. 4. The Battle at Cape Ecnomus. In the spring of 256 BC, the two consuls Gaius Attilius Regulus and Lucius Manlius Vulso Longus, with 330 warships and 39,000 soldiers loaded on transport ships to undertake an expedition to Carthage. However, the Carthaginian fleet noticed this in time, so 350 Carthaginian warships under the command of Commander Hamilcar Barcas were sent to meet the Roman fleet. Both fleets will meet and battle at Cape Ecnomus in the south of Sicily. It will be another magnificent naval battle, characterized by unusual ways of conducting and a kind of operation, very strange but logical battle formations of ships. This battle happened during the First Punic War and is considered the greatest naval battle of the ancient era and one of the greatest in history. 3. The Battle of Salamis. Among the important Greek victories over the Persians, the one at Salamis certainly counts the most. On that island, not far from Piraeus, it took place at the beginning of October 480 BC. After the Persian victory at Thermopylae, Athenian statesman Themistocles evacuated Athens and assembled the allied Greek fleet, which was nearly two-thirds smaller than the Persian fleet of about 1,200 ships. However, Themistocles' strategy was decisive, with the help of which he separated the Persian forces by deception. As a battlefield, he chose a shallow and narrow bay where all the Persian forces could not be engaged immediately. 2. The Battle of Trafalgar. The Battle of Trafalgar stands as an epical event in the annals of naval warfare, etching its place in history as one of the most significant clashes ever fought on the high seas. The French and Spanish fleets, preparing for an invasion of England, assembled 33 ships of the line and 5 frigates at Cadiz. Upon hearing this, Admiral Nelson quickly mobilized his fleet of 27 ships of the line and 4 frigates to confront the threat. The French-Spanish fleet had a numerical advantage with superior ships, weaponry, and manpower. However, the British forces, led by the indomitable Admiral Nelson, were driven by an unwavering determination to protect their homeland. Tragically, Admiral Nelson sustained a mortal wound during the battle, sacrificing his life for victory. 1. The Battle of Midway. Historians agree that this was the most important naval battle of the World War II. It happened between the United States of America and Japan. The USA stopped the Japanese attack on the coral island of Midway, and in that attack, they were left without 1 aircraft carrier and a destroyer, but they still managed to sink 4 Japanese aircraft carriers. This Battle of Midway permanently disabled the Imperial Japanese Navy, and the Americans won a decisive victory. Both opposing forces lost a lot in the battle. As the dust settled, the staggering toll of the battle became apparent. 322 Japanese planes lay in ruins, contrasting with the comparatively lower count of 150 aircraft lost by the United States.